Y-
So,
y-
hey guys, how you doing? This is the newest episode of Secret Sauce, and here we are with our amazing guest. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Aman, and I literally bumped into Liam a couple of days ago in Toronto. Honestly, really excited to be in the podcast. It's crazy how like just you can meet anyone when you're just around, and I'm very excited to share some tips, talk about my journey, and hopefully help people get more inspired and know that you don't have to really just work a job. There's so many different ways to make money out there, and that's my goal, right? Just get more people into business.
That's
Nice.
incredible, bro. That's incredible. And also, just so you know, we're super happy to have you on. The
Yo,
first question that we have for you is, how did you even get started with Amazon FBA?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Honestly, I don't know if you guys know Flip for Miles and Fields for Profit. So if you guys actually look them up on YouTube, they're huge YouTubers, and they're very big in the online arbitrage field for Amazon. So I honestly just came across their videos on YouTube and on Instagram, and I was like, oh, okay, these guys are making like $200,000 in sales per month, 500,000, and initially I was like, I don't know how legit this is. There's a lot of gurus out there just saying that they're doing this, doing that. But then I did more research, and a lot of people started telling me, yeah, no, like Flip for Miles is killing it. If you were to get started, just kind of like follow his YouTube videos. So the good thing about him, he has a lot of free content. If you guys go to his YouTube, and it's Flip number four, and then Miles. That's his like basically his handle. But it took me like this was 2022 in January. It took me like 6 to 7 months to actually take action because initially I was kind of scared, like how it is when starting a new business. There's so much uncertainty. You don't know whether it will succeed. There's a high chance of failure.
were you
Um,
in school or working?
I was working actually. So I was
Okay.
working for a tech startup
For
based
real?
in London.
Okay.
So I was a business development rep for Beamery. And that's when I decided to start. I was honestly doing pretty well over there, but I also wanted to always have a business. That was my dream to have a business. I never wanted to really depend on an employer. I wanted to do my own thing. That being said, I still have a job right now. I work at Google and I love it. I love it, but I'm very happy that I can do my thing on the side. That's like my side project and I'm passionate about it.
Nice. How do you manage your time to do both of that? Working at Google and doing your business.
It's honestly it's been a bit challenging, especially when I joined 6 7 months ago because I was onboarding and ramping. But I've added systems in place and I've automated my business to the point that I have a couple of employees actually. So shout out to my sister who is a purchasing manager for me. So basically, she's like my right hand. She'll kind of buy all the inventory. She'll make sure that everything's on the spreadsheets. She'll talk to the prep center. So that admin side I don't do anymore, and I'm trying to break into wholesale. So I'm contacting distributors to see whether I can create accounts with them and get better pricing. So that was my whole point of like adding systems so that I can do like the bigger picture thing. And also I have an employee in the Philippines in Manila, and he basically finds products for me. He's been working for me for a bit over a year now, and it's been great. I mean, it took me a couple of employees to find the right one, but he's good. Like he's doing it full time. So it's been good. Like in one side, I get new products, and the other side, like I get help with like admin tasks, like purchasing the products and basically like talking to my third party warehouse, right? Because that can take up a lot of your time as well.
Wow. That's so cool that you said that. You're exactly where a lot of people want to be in life.
Yeah, yeah, and honestly, like what I like telling people is that it's possible. I mean, I started without the third party warehouse. I didn't have any employee. I used to ship off this current condo I'm in, right? And it's funny, I'll tell you guys a funny story. All the concierges would all the time call me and they'd be like, "You have two packages." And obviously I was buying from retailers like Walmart, Canadian Tire, Staples, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll go grab it." And then one day, this concierge, she told me, Aman, you have so many packages. Like, what do you buy from Canadian Tire? What do you buy from Staples? I'm so confused. You're one of the people that orders the most. And then I told her, oh no, I sell on Amazon. And she was also like very confused. She was like, what do you mean you sell on Amazon? So that's the initial reaction of everyone, but I think you start somewhere and then to the point where I've gotten, I obviously you always want more, but it's always important to be grateful and know that okay, last year at this time I wasn't even spending nearly close the amount that I'm spending right now on inventory, right? So very grateful for the journey.
Wow.
So what did you learn from this experience and where do you want to be in the next 5 years? What is your vision about that business and yourself?
Yeah, no, good question. Honestly, I started a lot of businesses before I started Amazon, so I think my key takeaway for everyone is just keep trying because at the end of the day, something will work out and just try to overwork the competition. And I say this because I had a drop shipping business that didn't work out. It was discouraging. And I know me and Liam talked about this when we were in Toronto for a couple of minutes. And I know a lot of people that started drop shipping. I also know a lot of people that started Amazon FBA and it wasn't easy and they couldn't make it. But I think it's the major like takeaway I have for everyone is just keep pushing because it only takes one major push where like you'll get a couple of sales and you'll get excited and then when you put systems in place and you will see results and I think it's just be passionate about what you do and things will work out and just put in the effort, right, put in the hard work and to answer your second question, where do I see myself in the long term? I do want to do private label. So I don't know if you guys know what private label is, where you basically buy a product from Alibaba, AliExpress, from China, but you make it your own brand. So you basically
Mhm.
add like if you buy a bottle of water, for example, right? You can just like for my initials, I can put an AG and then I can run like PPC ads, so ads on Amazon to basically get sales. And the reason I say that is because there's more profit in that. It's more risky because you have to deploy more capital and there's a higher chance of not getting sales, right? Compared to what I do now, where it's like existing listings, you buy from like retailers, and worst case, you sell at a loss. Sometimes the worst case with private label, you can't even sell it, right? Um,
Mm.
so that's my long-term goal. I also want to break into wholesale. I want to get like better rates. I'm in tech sales at Google, so I love like meeting new people and just like relationship building, right? Building trust. So I kind of try to do that for my business as well. So I try to reach out to suppliers, distributors, meet them for lunch, for dinner, so that I can connect and maybe build some sort of rapport. So I can get better deals. But yeah, I think long term, we'll see where the business takes me. But ideally, I could do it full time for sure.
Want to do it full time?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough, right? Because I think I'm at a very good spot where the job I have is very good. I actually love what I do. So I'm a business development rep at Google Cloud, and everyone around me is very nice, very supportive.
At Google Cloud?
Yeah,
For
yes,
real, that's nice. I'm learning that.
yeah,
I'm
you
learning
are.
a serverless container right now from Google
Oh,
Cloud.
no
Yeah.
way, no way. That's awesome. Yeah, maybe we can connect after that. That'd be
You know
cool.
what's crazy? I was in a conference. It's called C2, okay?
Okay.
And I met the founder of some AI company. Yeah, some AI company, and I talked to him, and he told me in 10 years, because I'm studying in software engineering, in 10 years, all the software engineering will be replaced by AI. So I'm like, fuck, what should I do? And yo, he told me, bro, you have to learn serverless container or to deploy the product as fast as possible in the cloud. So right now I'm just studying that, and it's really nice.
No, good for you, honestly. And I think like what I like to tell people is that I don't think it will fully remove the software engineers' jobs, but it will enhance it and make it way easier than it was.
Yeah,
Mm.
Even for like sales reps, right? Like sending out emails, you can use Gemini or our AI tools to create like targeted emails. But that being said, I think as a like human, still like meeting humans and having that interaction
yeah.
especially like, coming from sales. But yeah, no, it's a conversation that happens, right? We're having that conversation every single day, where when we're talking to companies and they're like, yeah, but what if AI takes over everyone's jobs? Like we don't want this. So there's a lot of defensive things that happen. Like there's a defensive mode that companies get into, but then once you like go through like all the use cases and how it genuinely just helps your employees like productivity, then they realize that okay, this makes more sense. We can give it a try.
Yeah, I just think that all the junior level developer will be replaced, but the best one, like the senior and the more talented one, will be, yeah, they will have the job.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Like the ones that will kind of understand how to optimize, how to deploy faster. I think that's you still need a person to like kind of do that. And but you're right. I think it is true as AI helps with efficiency and productivity, the plan of these giant companies is to reduce headcount, right? So
Yeah,
unfortunately,
Mm.
that's
that's what it is. But yeah, I mean, there's so many different use cases with AI, and yeah, we can definitely connect later. I'm
yeah,
happy to
we will.
connect.
That would be nice. So me and Liam's way to create system. So we go on Lucid Charm and we just like draw the system that we want to do. So you, what is your process to create a system?
Yeah, so you mean like in my business, right? How I'm creating
Yeah. How do
systems?
you create the best system possible to bring the best result?
Yeah, so I basically the systems I think starts with your employees as well because I can have the best systems, but if my employees don't follow it or they don't think the same way as me, I mean, obviously they can have different thought processes as well, but I think there has to be a lot of alignment, right? So
Yeah.
especially with my employee that's in the Philippines, there's a time difference as well. So it's like a decent amount of difference. So I I reach out, I talk to him on Telegram. We make sure that I'll respond to him whenever I can. Um, we're strict with like our KPIs on like what specific products we're looking for in terms of like, okay, we're trying to look for anything that's above like 15% margin, right?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But I think it all comes down to just sticking with the system, right? And not going outside of like not getting distracted, basically.
Hmm.
So I'm also getting better at this because when you're an owner, you kind of try to do it all. And especially in the first 2 years, you guys probably can resonate, but you don't want to delegate your tasks because you're like, okay, this is like my baby. I built this company and now
Yeah.
I don't know if I can trust other people. But the good thing is I hired my sister and obviously family is family. And I know that if I hired somebody else with like purchasing, you have to have a trust because you're giving them your credit card and everything. So I think it all comes down to trying to slowly build systems. I've built systems with my prep center, my third-party warehouse as well. They have built a whole software that makes it easier to track how many units have been received every day, when are they going to send like the
Nice.
shipment, so it's very good that way. Before it was all in a spreadsheet and it was so confusing, guys. Like they would message me like at 3 p.m. and they'd be like, "Oh, like these three products, we got five instead of 10," and all these things. Like, yeah, there's still discrepancies, but at least it's all in the software. They'll add a note and then I can check. But imagine going back and forth on like WhatsApp and then trying to figure it out. It's kind of tough. So that's been good. I think yeah, I think that's
The
basically
people.
yeah.
Okay. That's really good what you're saying because right now we're trying to create an app for our
Okay.
platform, a digital platform, an app, and it's really harder than I thought. There's so much thing you have to do, the back end, the front end, like the security of the app. And right now I'm thinking of like hiring a team to do this with me because doing this alone, bro, it's just too much.
Yeah, no, and you definitely need a team and initially, you might think like, yeah, no, I can build this whole app. It's definitely easy. There's not a problem. I don't need to add more people, right? But then
Yeah,
I thought the same thing with my business. I literally was like, I can do all the packing, I can do all the purchasing. Before I didn't even have an employee finding products for me. So I was like, I can do all
for
the
real?
exact yeah. So and imagine that with having a full-time job. So obviously you still want a life outside of your two jobs, right?
Mhm.
And then yeah, I mean it's a lot, right? And then I have a fiance as well. So it's a lot going
Congratulations.
on, which is awesome. That's definitely
Congratulations.
That's my favorite job. Just so when she sees it. Uh, but yeah, you know, it's like you. I think the solution to everything is just putting systems in place because the goal, like I'm sure for you as well, um, Jerry, I'm sure for you as well, it's like when you want to go on vacation, you want to make sure that things are still running,
Yeah,
operating, you're
yeah,
still making money, right? And that's something that I want to do in the future. Like if I have to be off for 2 weeks, like I have my right hand person, I have my purchasing manager, I have my employee in the Philippines. Like they can take over tasks, and that's like what I'm doing with my sister more and more. Like usually she builds a replenishment list, and I have to approve like whether like, oh yeah, we can buy these products, we can replenish. But now I'm training her to the point that like she makes a list and she purchases because she's learning the softwares of Amazon now to the point that she doesn't have to like rely on me on approving all the time. We'll say like I was in another country, huge time difference. Like when this business, we want to grow it fast, so like we have to be timely, right?
hmm
So I think that's the main thing, right? Creating systems more than like making more money. I think the priority should always be gaining more time, if that makes sense.
And if I
Absolutely.
understand well, creating system come first with hiring people.
Was that?
If I understand well, your things is that creating system come first with hiring people.
Yeah, no, that's I think I'm huge on that, right? I
Yeah.
when I hire someone, I want to make sure that they will not only do their job, but they will also try to find ways to make the business a bit more automated or just like buying me back time, if that makes sense, right? I'll give you an example. We have on top of all those things that I was doing, there's also an AI repricer that we use on Amazon that's called BQ. So basically, what this repricer does is that it uses AI to kind of change the price of your listings based on what your competitors are selling it in.
Oh,
Because
okay.
remember, in a listing, you can have a bunch of different sellers, right?
Mhm.
Um, so that's another software I use, but you still have to add your maximums and minimums in order to like every single day you have to reprice. So I was doing that, and as you can imagine, when you increase like your catalog, you have like 100 products that you have to reprice.
Yeah.
I told my employee in the Philippines, I was like, listen, it would be really because he was doing part-time initially with me, but he really wanted to move full-time because he wanted to make more money and he also he needed like to work full-time. So I told him, listen, I don't mind moving you full-time and paying you a full-time salary, but if you could do the repricing for me, I'd really appreciate it. And initially he was a bit hesitant because he was like, I've never repriced. I don't know what if I make a mistake, but it's important to tell your employees, listen, if you make a mistake, it's fine. We all make mistakes. Like we're gonna make mistakes. So I think it's to come back to your point, your employee needs to have that willingness to want to make your business better and more automated so that everyone can buy themselves more time, right?
Mhm.
Nice. That's good.
And on the more practicality side of things, do you think if you were just someone random starting from zero, do you think Amazon FBA is a good place to get started business-wise?
I honestly I think it's the easiest way, and I might be biased on the answer because I it worked for me, right? But I thinking about it, like drop shipping is hard because unless you have a fulfillment center in the US that's shipping your products from like 2 days, it takes 2 days max to ship your products, then you're good. But the reality is that a lot of the times with drop shipping, you ship from China or Asia, the Philippines, and it takes a lot of time. So I still stick with my phrase. I think Amazon FBA is not dead. It's hard. I won't come and tell you it's easy. It's hard, and I think I'd like to say people that end up killing it on Amazon and succeeding are the ones that stay on Amazon for more than a year. I
Mm,
think 1 year is the mark. If you give up like before a year, I don't think you experienced all the ups and downs of Amazon. And I say this because it's also very seasonal, right? Like October to December, Q4 is basically really good. Like we get most of our sales in those 3 months because Christmas and the holidays, so everyone's shopping more. So I think I would definitely, if I were to go back in time and start my business again, I think I would hire an employee quicker. Like I still took 7, 8 months and I would try to automate quicker. I was shipping from my house for the first 6, 7 months, and I feel like honestly it was good because I saved money as well because now I have to pay a third party warehouse. But it kind of took a lot of my time. Like many weekends I was just shipping and prepping, but I would still recommend to do it for the first 3 months at least, because you learn from the grind, like
Yeah.
looking, finding boxes, getting duct tape, and doing all that fun stuff, right? So, you learn. I wouldn't say it like it goes wasted.
Nice.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
that,
so
having a little, I don't know if you saw the pop-up,
yeah,
but I'm gonna fix that right now.
yeah, no worries, man, no worries.
that's really interesting what you're saying, and really thank you because it changed my way of thinking. Because right now I will be focused on hiring people, hiring good people, and thank you for that.
Yeah, yeah, no worries. I mean, I think that's a main quality I look for when I try to grow my business too, is that you want to make sure that that person treat that person like your family too, because for example, I'll give you an example. My employee in the Philippines, when we had a very good month in December, my first ever December where I was selling on Amazon, I think it was like around $50,000 in sales that I hit. And I was very excited. Honestly, I'd never imagined to hit that number so soon. I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't think it would happen so soon. So I actually, in the last week of December, when I had to pay him, I gave him a bonus. So like instead of giving his
Oh,
normal salary, I doubled his salary. And he was so touched. He basically said, I didn't expect you to do this. You didn't have to. And like now I can go on vacation with my family. So I think as a business owner, those are the things that really, really matter to me. And I think it's important to like retain your employees that way as well, because he can also look at other opportunities. But when he thinks about these small things, um, like he came up on his 1 year with me, so I was thinking of even sending him a nice like bottle of wine in Philippines. So I think like those things do matter in a way. So like employees make a big difference.
do you think the system you have in Amazon FBA, you can put it in other business type and still make money with it?
I think so, honestly. I think the best part about Amazon, there's so much to learn. And like even up to today, I'm still learning so much. It's actually insane. Like I just started running ads on my listings,
Wow.
and I think I wouldn't have done it if I didn't met this guy called Akinola, which I have a Twitter. So like I basically tweet a lot, and because of that, I've got a decent follower base, and I've met a lot of people online, not in person, but people that genuinely want you to succeed, right? So because you have a good community, they'll tell you, oh yeah, you should run PPC ads, you should do this, you should do that. So I think the other piece of advice I would give anyone getting started is document your journey, because at the end of the day, like that, like even to you guys, right? Like just document everything you're doing, and I'll be accountable to be the first one to tell you that I've been doing it less and less because of my full-time job, but I still try to tweet here and there, like on weekends and sometimes during the week, because you get to meet so many people, you get to meet like bigger sellers than you. There's always somebody doing better, right? And like I think
Yeah.
as long as you learn from them, um, your connections are really like your connections are so important in this business. Like people will help you. I think people underestimate the amount of help that like people will give you when you get started.
For real?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when I got started, I basically asked this guy Robert on Twitter a bit about how the business was. He told me what boxes to buy, how to package, how to like ship on Amazon and all that stuff. So he basically was like my mentor, and he did it for free, right? He just he was just very, very nice in that way. So there's
And
no
did you
harm.
provide him value or something like that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, not initially because I was new. I just wanted to learn. But now that I've also grown, like I'll tell them like oh yeah, like I'm using this accountant, you should check him out. They don't charge that much or this and that. So where I can, I provide them value. Um and it's like a give and take, right? So basically, yeah, it's like the people you know that will definitely help you get to the top. You like you can't go by yourself, basically. You know what I mean?
I want to
Yeah.
know what differentiates you from you and the other million of people who try Amazon FBA. Why you succeed and other people then succeed?
Honestly, I just keep trying. I don't give up. Like and you can ask
Yeah,
everyone that knows me. I've wanted this so badly. I more than my job, I always wanted to generate income while I was sleeping or even being able to like my goal more than the financial part is time freedom. I want to be able to be anywhere in the world and have my business operate. So I think I when I researched Amazon, I reached out to so many people, all those like big sellers to kind of and had coffee chats with them. I was like, okay, tell me, um, how does this work? How does that work? And I get just kept trying. I think a lot of times many people end up giving up, which is fair because Amazon, I'll tell you, you can look good numbers, the numbers are good, but there are so many problems that people don't even realize.
like what?
Like for example, you'll send a shipment, right? I sent a shipment 2 weeks ago. They lost 100 of my units. So 100 of so the warehouse, the workers basically lost 100 of my units. So now I'm
Ah,
back and forth
damn.
talking to Amazon, being like, okay, I want a reimbursement for those 100 units. I spent like $3,000. And again, they'll give it to you back, but then they'll ask for, okay, send me the invoice of the retailer. They just want to make sure that you purchased it. So it's like so much back and forth. Then, secondly, a lot of the times I sell supplements, right? And Amazon, the drawback on selling on Amazon is that they one day to the other, they can come and tell you, oh, you can't sell these supplements because Health Canada has rejected them, denied them going forwards.
Wow.
So this has happened to me. Imagine having 100 units of inventory and then they like delete the list
Garbage.
garbage and then they're like okay they can send you the 100 units back but then it's a dilemma because the 100 units are sitting in my house. Where do I sell them? I can sure I've tried selling on marketplace and I've sold a couple of units, but again it's a lot, right? So and
Yeah.
they'll restrict your products for any reason. That's the thing.
Hmm.
So, so I mean, I think a lot of people give up because of all these problems that come up with, and the second thing is that you don't really see real money until the first year or like after a year and a half because you got to realize you're reinvesting everything, and initially you might make 300-400 bucks a month, but you're reinvesting that back, right? So it's a
Yeah.
mental thing. You have to keep going and know that okay, that money is in inventory. At some point I can basically get that money or like reinvest elsewhere. But as I'm growing the business, the best way to do it is to reinvest your profits. And a lot of people don't do that, right? A lot of people get carried away and they're like, oh yeah, I made like 2,000 this month. Let me spend 1,000 on going out or whatever, right? So I think a lot of people then realize, oh, but like where are my profits, right? So it's like you just gotta like keep kind of telling yourself that yeah like I gotta keep going keep going keep going and then it will work out.
So
Yeah.
never give up and reinvest in your business.
Yeah and especially I think like believe in yourself, right? I think that's the biggest thing. Like I've read so many books and like the things that differentiate someone from the other person is just confidence. Like I mean if you just talk to yourself, like manifest and just be positive, like I always tell myself every morning, I know I'm gonna kill it. I know I'm gonna make it. And like if you have that kind of positive vibration, it's only a matter of time, right? It's gonna happen for sure. You just gotta believe in yourself and never have negativity. I mean, days can be bad. I mean, that's the drawback, right? The disadvantages of running a business is that not every day will be good. You're gonna have tough days, and which I had, right?
Mm.
But you know that the reward is way bigger. Like that's all I'm gonna say. The reward is way bigger when things work out. So yeah, never give up. Just stay on track with what you want. Network a bunch. Try to learn from bigger sellers, people out there, and yeah, just manifest, talk positively to yourself, and just take action. Honestly, like taking action, you're ahead of like probably 90% of people just by purchasing your first product. The reality is a lot of people just go on YouTube and keep scrolling and never take action.
Yeah. And unless I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure you said at one point that you coach people, right? For Amazon FBA?
Yeah. So I basically started a coaching program where I'm I'm doing it really, really on the side, as you know, because I have so much going on. So even when people reach out to me for coaching, I try to be as honest as I can, right? I'll be like, listen, I have a job, I'm doing Amazon on the side. I can give you like 2, 3 hours a week, but I'll be able to answer timely to all your questions, right? So I mean, if anyone's interested, anyone that watches the podcast, in kind of learning my journey, I can put in my Twitter as well. I can give it to you guys. It's
For sure.
Goklani 25. Just reach out to me on Twitter. In fact, I like to learn about my students, like what's the reason you're getting started, and kind of then like come up with a game plan, be a bit more tailored, right? Because some people
Mm,
start just to have some money on the side, which is fine. That means we don't have to be too aggressive. But some people start with like, okay, no, I want to take this full time. So it's like, all right, cool. We need to come up with a solid game plan to make sure that either you can quit your job or like just do your own thing, right? So
yeah. There's a lot of very profitable people or like very big businessmen that take on apprentices as coaches, which has always been kind of confusing to me because like why do you take the time of your life to actually coach someone, Joe?
yeah, no, and honestly, that's fair. It's very true because you're like you're making so much money, you can double down, like use that time to make even more instead of just coaching people. But
Mm,
the reason why and again, I'm still very new at coaching. I want to grow my coaching business and just honestly, not even for the cash. There's nothing about that, but just to give back, honestly, because when I started, there were a lot of people that did not reply to me or just weren't helping. But there were also people, as I was talking, like Robert, that replied to every single message I sent him and also really helped me get started. So my point is, I think the reason why I want to get into coaching is to just give back. Like I don't really need the money. I want to give back and also teach people that there's another way to also grow. You don't just have to stay at a job and hate your job for like the rest of your life when life is too short to do stuff that you don't like.
Yeah.
And if I can give back, I'm a main believer that you'll always get more. Give, and then things will work out. Like your business will probably skyrocket because you're so nice to people.
wow.
So
We
Aman,
see it.
well, you can talk.
Jerry's first.
No, Liam first.
Since you insist, we see a lot of people because recently, because of the podcast, we've been meeting with a lot of like very successful people. The one thing that I would say that they all have in common for people that are truly successful is they're all so kind and giving, and it's incredible. And that's one thing is that's literally how we met, is just because you were kind and smiling. That
Yeah,
you
yeah, no, literally, we literally met at a street market, and yeah, we're just talking, and honestly, I love doing that with people. I just love meeting people because you never know who you'll meet. Just like this happened because of a pure interaction we had in person in Toronto, right? So I think if you give back, you try to understand people's point of view and never judge them because you never know what people are going through.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. I think a lot of like you'll read about a bunch of successful people and they always want to give back because at some point they were in your position and it feels good to kind of like guide someone to basically get to where they want to.
Nice. Me, I'm really interested in your career in Google. So,
Yeah.
how did you get the job at Google? What you're doing, and how did it influence your business and you as a person?
Yeah, so I was, as I said before, I was working for a startup called Beamery,
Be
and then
Mary.
I just got a LinkedIn message from a recruiter at Google, and it was talking about this business development rep position based in Toronto at Google. And initially, I was like, I don't know, is this even legit? Like, Google is reaching out to me. All right, sounds good. So I honestly wasn't looking at that point because I was pretty happy with my current job. I was like also making a decent amount there. So, but it's Google. So I was like, all right, let me just give it a try. I went through like the whole interview process. It was like 4 rounds of interviews, and yeah, and like long story short, I got the job and I was like, all right, cool. Like I feel like I gotta take this opportunity. It's a great opportunity. And I mean, the rest is history. I think I love the benefits. I love the people. I feel like there's so much to learn, as you know, Jerry, with like Google Cloud. It's like it's so much.
Insane.
Like
That's
there's
insane.
infrastructure, there's data, there's security, there's AI now. Like
And
um,
you can include that in your business. That's what I'm interested about.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So what I'm trying to understand, and I think apart from like all that security stuff, is how I can use AI in my business. Already my repricer already uses AI, right? But in terms of automating my business,
Bro.
purchase, like it'd be nice if AI could give me a list of
Yeah.
replenishments that I have to like purchase, and it'd be cool if they could study my business, like, and
Yeah,
it's
study your
like the
people, the people
person,
who buy
but
it. Yo, that's crazy. That's what
right?
I want to do.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you can come up with something like that, that'd be awesome. Like, I'm happy to connect. Like,
Yo, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put an AI in the server that can analyze the people who buy in. So with that, you can create marketing plans, you can study the people, and the AI is more accurate.
yeah,
And with data, you feed him data, data, data. With time, it becomes more and more accurate. So
yeah, no, and I agree. I think if we could do something like that, if you could come up with something like that, that'd be insane because I think that's what takes us the most amount of time. Like when I work with my sister as well, like getting a whole list of the replenishments when you're growing at a crazy level, when you have 150 plus products, is hard, right? It takes
yeah,
time.
yeah,
So there can be a product that automates that and an AI that tells you the amount of units you have to purchase to based on history of purchases for the past 3 months. That's amazing. That feels like all I have to do is purchase. Now, that's not too bad. I think compiling the list is what takes us a lot of time, right?
yeah,
So yeah, I think like I've learned a lot like at Google, so I'm glad. I mean, no regrets. This was a great opportunity, and now if I can use AI, I can add AI into my business, then it will be really good. And it's just like it goes for like ads. AI could probably tell you what ad is good to run instead
yeah,
of
yeah.
research, right?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, yeah. I
Hard.
mean,
It's really hard.
yeah, and you probably can like definitely get an app to do that. I mean, even like for marketing people, right? Like content creation. Google does that already, but if you can do it like like if you can find a niche specifically maybe like for sellers, um big owners, I'm sure people will be interested in that. I mean, at the end of the day, I think everyone just wants to automate their business and get more
Yeah.
time in their day. That's it.
That's why we all do business.
Yeah, right? Exactly. That's why we're all in it. For the time freedom.
Yeah.
That, that's nice.
Uh,
And how far away do you think you are of geographical freedom and of time freedom?
I honestly, I think I am already like time freedom. I like geographical freedom. I do have it if I don't have my job. Like for my job, I have to be in Toronto. But long term speaking, if I wanted to just run my business, I would have like time freedom and geographic. I mean, time freedom is still a step in pro like still a step by step because I still feel like I work a decent amount, like every owner probably feels initially. Uh,
Yeah.
but geographically, yeah, if I was only running my business, I already have that. That's not a problem. Time freedom, that's where like the real work needs to happen, right? Where I can automate a lot of stuff. And you know, when you're in the initial stages of your business too, you just want to like be a bit more involved because like there's so much to grow still.
Mhm.
You
That's the
think
thing.
now you're in the initial stages?
No, I mean, no, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm in initial stages. I'm definitely like mid stages. But definitely I'll always want more. And now I'm breaking into a whole different game, right? So it's like wholesale. So
Mm.
that's the stage where you have to network, talk to suppliers, try to get better deals, talk to distributors. So, and that's fun. I love doing that anyway. So I think as long as I can gain more time to do that during my after hours after Google, then I think that's not a problem.
Wow. Do you think
Yeah.
if you didn't have a full-time job and you made Amazon FBA your full-time job, you would be somewhere else, or is your time not necessarily attached to your success?
No, no. I mean, the reality is I would be somewhere else if I had more time. I mean, it's very easy to say I wouldn't, but the reality is hours go by very fast. I mean, you're done at 5, 6. I try working out, then you come back, you make food, then you have like 2, 3 hours to work. Yeah, there's not enough time in the day to work Amazon. So to answer your question, I would be elsewhere. I don't have enough time to call distributors during the weekdays, right? And then Saturday, Sunday, they're closed. So um I think I would be somewhere else, but I also like the current opportunity I have. So if that ever changes where I feel like, all right, cool, this is the time for me to take it full time, then it makes it would be a bit more different. But I'm happy with my growth. I think it's been good. It's steadily growing. Trying to hit 100K a month soon, and then having a killer December this year. So that's the plan.
I
Yeah.
wish that upon you for sure.
Yeah, for
Thank you,
real.
man. I appreciate that.
Okay. So,
But
Do you,
so if I understand well, your vision is to be free with
yeah,
have time freedom and financial freedom.
yeah, no, definitely. I want to be able to travel if I want to just take a flight. I
Yeah.
want to be able to visit my family back in Chile if I want to spend more time with
Nice.
them.
You from Chile?
Yeah, I'm from Chile.
Nice. My friend is from Chile too.
No way. That's
Yeah.
dope. Santiago?
Pardon?
From Santiago?
No, Chile. I don't know, but she's from Chile. I don't know where, but
Okay.
she's from Chile. She's
That's
really
awesome.
nice.
That's awesome. Such a small world.
My uncle is in Chile.
Oh, that's
That's
awesome.
insane.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was born. I was born and raised in Chile. I
For
came,
real?
yeah, yeah. I came to Canada 10 years ago for like university.
Oh,
And
so it's recent.
yeah, very recent, very recent. I was in Chile for the first 19 years of my life, and now I've been here for the past 10 years.
So you have that immigrant mentality.
Yeah, oh, definitely. It's in me. It's
Shit.
and just like my parents did, because my parents like my dad moved from India to Chile for a better life. So it's like the chain continues, you know, you keep moving for better life.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
immigrants just
nice.
work really
Yeah,
hard. That's what
I,
it is.
I can see it in you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah, yeah. I had a
What's your background?
me, I'm from AD,
Okay, okay.
AD Port-au-Prince, and I came to Montreal like 14 years ago.
All right, cool. So very similar. You also have that mindset of like, all right, cool. I got
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Only excellence.
Yeah, yeah,
You
no,
have to
that's good.
work, you have to work hard.
You have to, and
To make
immigrants.
product. Yo, that's what I wanted to ask you. Where that come from? This drive to have time freedom and location freedom? Because me, I know that's come from my parent. Because at house, I was like, yo, you have to be excellent, you have to be the best, you have to be this. We do not accept mediocrity. So I want to know where that come from.
Yeah, I mean, two things. I think the business mindset comes from like my extended family and my family itself. Like when I was born and raised in Chile, I was brought up just seeing a lot of my family just run businesses. So for me, that was very common. For me, that was like I even worked for my dad, right? I was a sales associate for him. and
Nice.
selling in his retail stores, right? So I kind of knew, okay, business is where it's at. But secondly, I think that mentality of like, yeah, I need to make money, I need to make it is just, it comes from like the hard work of my dad, you know, like I've seen my dad work so hard to like provide
Good
me
job.
education. Yeah, no, like, I mean, he's a business owner, but like, yeah,
Okay.
he basically used to work for his uncle, then he started running his own business. And I think just looking at how hard he's worked to bring me and my sister to Canada, like I could not stop working hard. Like
Nah.
I like and to the point that whenever I kind of feel like, yeah, no, I want to take a break, I remember like the hard work he puts in. Still up to today, every single day to like make things happen. So
Yeah.
I think it's just my dad, you know, it's just my family actually.
Okay. So that's really nice, and I really found it fascinating. So you doing sales, tech sales,
Yeah,
uh,
tech
in
sales.
Google, but you did go to university.
I did go to university, yes. I went to the Schulich School of Business at York from 2014. I graduated in 2018. Then I got a job at TELUS. I was a marketing budget specialist. So I was a bit
Uh,
more in finance, actually, like more in the finance space. Then I got a job. My first tech sales job was at Achievers. I don't know if you guys know them. They're basically a recognition uh, like basically they sell software that's based on
nice.
frequent recognition. So they're a HR tech company. And then I went to Beamery, which is a talent tech company.
Hmm.
And then after that, I got my job at Google. So I've been like working for the past 5, 6 years.
Do you think your university is still worth it?
I honestly, this is like a very delicate topic for me, but I think I learned so much on YouTube that I think university is worth it if you want to have a corporate career, climb the ladder, and if you want to do finance, yeah, like you need a CFA, you need to get your MBA. But if you're running a business, I think you can learn everything online.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, university really helped me. Like, in Chile, I was definitely more on the shyer side, and I think university definitely like helped me like get a bit more uncomfortable, and I was forced to meet people because I came from Chile, so I didn't have any friends and family here.
Mm.
So I think university did that for me. So I have like a very different view. Like I think university helps you like shape yourself. Like you get to meet a lot of people. You learn different perspectives. Now, if your question is, did those courses help me to where I am right now? I will tell you a big no, definitely
For
not.
real?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
there's maybe a couple of courses that helped me, but that like my business Amazon, I learned it all by YouTube, right? Um, but there were a couple of courses that were very helpful, like business courses. But overall, I think university was good to just like get to meet people. I opened up a lot. I was definitely more shy before, and um now I bump into people like Liam and
Yeah.
and just set up podcasts, you know. So I mean, it's good. I think it's definitely worth it.
I'm
That's
so
nice.
curious about that because you said you were a sales rep in Chile already, no?
Yeah, I was a sales associate, so I was like basically helping with like customers coming in wanting to look at products, purchase. So it was all in store. Um,
Yeah. And that being before university and sales doesn't unlock you socially, but university did. I'm really curious about that.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's very true because when customers would come in, I think I would just like kind of just attend them because they were there and be like, "Oh, what do you want? This, that." But like
No
me
outreach.
now, yeah, yeah, no outreach as well, basically. You know what I mean? So if
Yeah.
Yeah.
if
Inbound.
huh?
Inbound.
Inbound, yeah. So people are coming in, it's that, but if I would go now back and try to sell, it's more like, oh yeah, you gotta get to know your customer, have a conversation, like, oh, like what are you looking for? This, that. I think that throughout the years, you kind of learn that at the end of the day, like people buy from people. That's what I've
Yeah.
always learned, right? Even in tech sales, they'll always tell you that the other company might have a way better product than you, but if they like you as a person and they love like going into meetings with you, they will definitely buy from you because like you gain that trust.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like my 2 cents on that. Just try
Do
to get.
you have any practical tips for anyone that wants to get started in Amazon FBA? Like, what's this one thing that you wish someone told you before you got started?
Yeah, honestly, I wish people actually told me that it's harder than it is. Like because no, because all you see online, and I'm sure people probably like unfortunately see that through my tweets too, because when I post my sales, they're like, oh yeah, it's easy, this, that. I hope people actually told you the real stuff, like how much do you really need to get started? Like I've seen posts of people saying, yeah, you need $200. The reality is like your growth is going to be very slow if you start with $200. So like some practical advice is that yeah, like ideally you can start with $5,000 because you can start at a better pace. Nonetheless, if you have 1K that you can still make it happen. And secondly, like don't believe everything that's on Twitter and Instagram and on TikTok because a lot of those people will just try to rip you off. So I think my advice is to literally do like your due diligence, reach out to as many people as you can and just take action. Honestly, like even I think I waited so long to take action, but that's human nature. Like we're all like that. When you're starting something new, you're a bit stressed out. What if it doesn't work out? I'm putting capital. I have to pay my credit cards, this, that. So I would just say network as much as you can, do as much research, watch so many videos that you keep learning before you even get started. And then once you've done all of that, I don't think it's there's no point in wasting time because you learn way more by doing, right? Like you'll make a
For
mistake,
sure.
it's fine, it's okay. You like it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
yeah.
when we met at the market, I told you something and it's still stuck in my head since, and that's how I introduce you to people. I'm like, when they're like, "Oh, who you interviewing?" I say, "You know how everyone when they started, they decided they want to do business. They started with drop shipping, then they gave up, then trading, all of
Yeah.
that." And what made you stick specifically to Amazon FBA? Because to be fully sincere, me and my brother, we kind of did a race on who would be successful first. And me was dropshipping, him it was Amazon FBA, and we both gave up. But I didn't believe on in Amazon FBA initially, to be honest.
Yeah, no, and I mean that's a good question. And what made me stick to Amazon FBA is it's very simple. Like the answer is simple. Amazon does your own fulfillment. Two answers actually. Firstly, everyone shops on Amazon. You don't have to run ads on your Shopify website to get people interested. You're just adding existing listings that are already there. You're just adding your name into the listing. So like as long as you research, you use two softwares. We use two softwares called SellerAmp and Keepa. As long as you research those softwares and know how to use it,
You
you
said
will,
it's called Keepa?
yeah, Keepa and SellerAmp. So as long as you kind of use those two softwares and do your due diligence and learn how to use them, study the data, you will get sales because we're fortunate enough that I think 80 to 90% of like Americans and North Americans shop on Amazon. So basically the way I see it is that yeah, you could say that Amazon takes like a good 30-35% of your earnings because on FBA fees. But that's like what you would pay on ads anyways, right? So like everything all in all, the main thing is that they fulfill all your orders. You have to send it to their fulfillment centers. And then at the end of the day, like say like Liam, you buy one of my products. I'm not worrying about shipping it to you. It's already in Amazon's fulfillment center. So
Mhm.
Amazon literally already like will ship it to you wherever you live, right? So I think that's the main thing. I don't really have like I have a third party warehouse that I work with, like a warehouse just to send the goods to Amazon, but I don't have to worry about each single customer order that comes in. That would be insane. So I think like the main thing is it's flexible in that way that you don't have to worry about your shipments. Sure, there are fees, but there are also fees on like running ads. And I've heard Facebook ads, Instagram ads have gotten more expensive as the time has gone. Since the like last time I ran Facebook ads were a while ago, but That's what I've heard of like friends that have been trying to like still start drop shipping.
Nice. So, Haman, so we don't want to take more of your time, but I just have one question for you for
Yeah,
finishing the podcast.
yeah.
And we ask this question to all our guests, and this question is, what is the quote that you live by?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite quote honestly is you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I mean,
Yeah.
it couldn't be more simple as that, you know. If you didn't ask someone about the business, you would have never known this. If you didn't um start the business, if you didn't start something, you'd never know, right?
Yeah.
You didn't decide that you want to work out, like again, it's as simple as that, right? Like you could just stay at the job and be unhappy and never know what could have happened, right? And you never want to live your life with regret. So um those two things, right? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and like just do it. I know it's a Nike thing and it's copied, but straight up, like, just goddamn go and start and do it, and then figure it out as you go, because that's you, as I said, you're way further compared to like so many other people, right? You're 90% ahead of so many people that will never start in their life, right? So I would just yeah, those two are like my favorite phrases. There's always a way. There's always a way when there's a will to. Okay, I'm gonna stop because
And
there's
never give up. Never
and
give up.
never, yeah, and never give up. Exactly. Keep going.
You go you.
And
Wow.
I guess like be giving too, right? Just like
You give it.
when things work out for you, like try to help others as well.
Nice.
Do you have anything that you would like to say to the public?
Yeah, no, honestly, if you guys are interested in getting started, and honestly, even if you're not sure about coaching anything, that's totally fine. I love helping people, just having a 1 hour session where I can just learn about you guys, what drives your success, why do you want to make more money, and yeah, just see how I could help. And maybe if you've already started Amazon and it hasn't worked out, that too works. Definitely happy to connect with you guys. So yeah, you can just follow me on Goklani 95. That's my Twitter handle. And then when you
Igloo,
look,
Igloo 2095.
yeah, so it's Agoklani 95. And
Okay.
then on my profile, you see there's other links. Like if you're interested in like a session with me, you can click on the link, and then you'll be able to like just set up some time with me. So yeah, honestly, happy to help. It's always good to disconnect a bit, get to know new people. You never know who you'll meet, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
never.
And yeah, it was honestly very nice meeting you guys. If I'm
Yo,
ever
for us too, man. Thank you very much because me personally, I learn a lot, and what you said, I'm gonna apply it. That's for sure.
yeah, no, I appreciate, and I learned a lot from you guys as well, right? So whenever I'm in Montreal, we can definitely connect. And if you guys are ever in Toronto, yeah, shoot me a text. I'll send you guys my number.
Wow,
Nice.
that's for sure.
All right. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
And
Have an amazing evening.
God
No
bless
worries.
you. Do you have LinkedIn?
Awesome.
I want to add you on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I have LinkedIn. Just like look up my name. You can just put Aman Goklani and Google. That probably would like make it.
So I'm trying to how do I say that? Convince Liam to install LinkedIn, but he doesn't want to.
I have LinkedIn. De quoi tu parles?
You have LinkedIn?
I have more
Oh,
friends than you.
That's so funny. He got started.
yeah, that's crazy. Okay, Agla Kani,
Yeah, so like just like my Zoom name, Aman Goklani.
Aman Goklani.
Yeah, so then like you can just find
What a useless part of the podcast.
Okay, I
it.
see you. I see you. I'm gonna follow you.
That's so funny.
Good looking guy, huh? Loading
I
good, good
try, man.
looking.
I try.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
So,
I
yeah.
gotta that I gotta put a good picture so I can get those meetings, with my pro.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
All
I'm.
right, guys. Yeah, just
All
add.
right.
I'll accept the request.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope so. All
All
right.
right, take care, guys. Send me the podcast whenever you guys have it ready. I'd love to share it with my followers as well, so people can like follow you guys too.
For
Thank you.
sure. All
All
right.
right.
Have an
All right.
amazing evening. Super happy to have talked to you. You have so much to share. And I'm happy
Same,
that the
guys.
rest of the world gets to hear it.
I
And
appreciate it, guys. Take care.
one
Yeah.
last thing. God bless you.
God bless you too, guys. God bless you too. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, perfect.
Amen.
All
All
right.
right.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. Take care. Bye.
Ok. Moi, ce que j'ai compris de ce podcast, c'est genre, premièrement, il faut engager des gens va te permettre d'aller plus loin. Deuxièmement, c'est sûr et certain qu'on va arriver là où on doit arriver. Parce que bon, c'est sûr et certain, dit, on n'abandonne pas, on continue. Et troisième, je commence à remarquer que le skills que je suis en train d'apprendre, qui est software engineering, c'est vraiment valuable. Parce que je l'ai parlé de cloud et de serverless container, il est comme, yo, viens, on connecte. So, c'est comme, investir dans des skills, c'est important, guys. Investissez dans des compétences parce que en investissant dans des compétences, vous devenez de plus en plus, euh, comment on dit ça? Le marché devient de plus en plus attracted to you.
Oh, aussi, for anyone watching, I don't know if y'all fucking noticed, dumbass. My bad. Je sais pas si tu t'es rendu compte. Par contre, ce qu'il a dit, notre très cher ami, il a littéralement énuméré un besoin qu'il a, comment résoudre le besoin. Et genre, ça s'applique pour tous les Amazon FBA, bro. Ton bail de cloud.
Yeah. Oh!
Tu vois? Ça, c'est littéralement un truc, n'importe qui regarde. À moins que tu sois lazy, si tu es un software engineer et que tu n'es pas en ce moment en train d'essayer de le faire,
Ok, je vais le
comme,
faire. Je m'en fous, je vais le faire.
bro, c'est une solution pour tous les gens qui font Amazon FBA, bro. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. I hope you learned something and good vibes.
All right.
Damn, bro.